2 years later, we moved to Milwaukee. He became the manager of the Milwaukee branch.
Okay.
Then we stayed there from, let's see, we moved there when I was 11. We left when I was halfway through my freshman year in high school. My dad would not let me, we would not move the family until football season was over. He's like, you cannot quit on the team.
That's
I'm a fucking freshman in high school, dude. So, like, yeah, he was like, this is like a war analogy. Yeah. Like, you will not abandon the fucking troops. I was like,
get out there and do your workouts and shut up.
We went 1-9. Yeah. Anyway.
They don't need me. Yeah.
The season ended, and then he allowed the family to move.
Freshman football, by the way?
Freshman football,
Jesus Christ.
He's like, you can't quit on the fucking
He's a man of honor.
Yeah. So we moved to Vero Beach, Florida from there.
Okay.
And that's about halfway through my freshman year in high school. And then they stayed there. I finished high school there. And then...
you were the new kid rolling in.
Yeah, and that was the shittiest move.
Oh, that had
because
to
that's
suck.
Midway through freshman year in high school, you feel like you're established. Everything is like your social circle
and everything,
and you got to start over again. That one sucked the most.
Everybody thought you were a narc, probably.
Not kidding. Also, this fucking face is kind of police-like.
Sure,
you know? Like his dad was an FBI agent. I got it in the fucking.
You're bald. You got a full beard in freshman year.
I did. I had a beard and paper. Everyone later told me they're like, when you would say where the party, everyone would be like, there's no party.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
You're walking around in a sport coat.
Yeah, they're like, we thought you were like 23. And I was 14. I mean, I did. I had facial hair. I was a pretty big kid.
Sure.
So they're like, there's no way this kid's freshman in high school.
Also, you don't really have a backstory. You were constantly moving. Like, where'd you come from? I was in, Minneapolis.
My mom's Peruvian. Sure, blue eyes. Sir.
Sure.
Have you ever done drugs at a party with someone that they do so much that you're like, how are they still so level and they did so much more than me?
No, I know Joey Diaz. Yeah.
yeah, dude, you're like, how can you? It almost makes me feel like he didn't take the dose. Because you're like, there's no way.
But the funny thing is, one time, I've said it before, but like, I've done edibles with Joey where I'm like, I feel like I'm definitely going to commit suicide.
Oh, dude,
right now.
bad idea.
And then I go, so do you, like, I'm like, did you not get fucked up? And he's like, I had 3 panic attacks. I'm like, oh, so like, he likes but he likes going there. I know another guy who has, you know, those guys that like have devices, like apparatus, like they build things to smoke weed out of. It's like, cute. You don't just like,
it's cute.
You can't just light it on fire.
No.
So it's a whole system, and like there's heat, and I pull a valve and something lowers down. And you're like, this is to smoke weed? And this dude had this thing, and I took one hit and I was like fucking freaking out, right? Yep. And I was like, that was horrible. Yeah. And I asked him, I was like, yeah, the thing is, I guess you don't feel that panic. He goes, no, I do. And I look to go there. I want to go there. I go, you want to feel panic?
It's a sick person.
Yeah, man.
They make a Rube Goldberg machine to smoke weed. It's like a car hits a marble, hits a bowling ball, and then it lights and then lights light up, and then their right music kicks on. They're like, now you can take a knife hit. And then you take it. you're like, dude, we could have just smoked a little bit of a joint and walked.
And they'll get mad, by the way. They get mad at you mocking what they do.
100%.
They're like, sorry, we have fun.
I mean, it's fun, man. It's just a little excessive.
You ever go to an Instagram page and you're like, okay, pictures of weed, pictures of joints, pictures of you high. This is just who you are.
That's all you are.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're funny about it. Like, do you know who Dab and Granny is? Oh, bro. Dab and Granny is this woman. You need to see her. I love her. She's hilarious.
Oh, she's like grandma that smokes?
She does dabs, but she does dabs all day long. And you know the intensity of dabs, right? Like the concentrate. Yeah. This woman is so funny to me.
Damn.
She's cool. We've connected on Instagram before, and she's really cool. But like, I mean, she is a senior citizen who can outrip anybody. I would love to see her versus Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
She's cool. She's like, hey, what's up?
Actually, I feel like it's Joey with a wig, right? I'm not even listening. Dude, this is totally his body language. Dude, that is totally.
So she does it, but dude, she'll do this. She'll post. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Look at how many times.
Oh my God. And what? She's never even.
Oh, it's no big deal. She'll do a post video afterwards,
cough,
just
right?
chatting and
a
little cough, and then she hits it again.
Yeah. Okay. And she's just ripped.
She's like, that was awesome.
See you later, cocksuckers. On this fully loaded thing, you're definitely going to throw down.
I know. And then Diaz is there, and Big J, and
Diaz is going to give you guys all fucking stars. You know,
I can't fuck with that shit,
dude.
I'm gonna fake.
You know what he'll do? He'll do that. He'll be like, "What are you, fucking Momo?" And then he'll be like, "You're not going to do it." It's fucking it's fucking like a little chick in a skirt, and then he'll cut a corner off, eat that,
okay,
and you'll be like, all right, and then an hour later you'll be like,
Have you done that with him?
Yeah, dude.
I can't do that
Nightmare.
shit.
Dude,
I freak out.
So I did his podcast. This is like, I don't know how many, like 7-8 years ago. And he's like, eat one of these. I'm like, no. And he's like, why not? I'm like, because it's fucking 800 milligrams, dude.
Yeah.
So he cuts a corner off. Like I'm telling you, he's like, eat that. And I'm like, all right. Like that's literally, it's like you could put it between these two little things. And, you know, it tastes like you're eating a crumb of a cookie or something.
Right.
So I'm like, this is fine. I sit there, we do the podcast like this. By the end of it, I'm like, and I don't realize how fucked up I am, right? I'm like, all right, it's good to see you, man. I go downstairs. I have my car out front. I get on, I put on the directions, and it's like, make a right onto the freeway. And I drive straight, and I was like, oh, shit. It was right there. I'm like, fuck. So I go, all right, I'll turn around. So I turn around. And now it says make a left on the freeway. I drive past it again. I'm like, motherfucker.
Oh, boy.
So then I turn around again. And as I'm pulling up to that entrance, I'm not doing anything wrong, but I look to my left and it's LAPD. And I'm like, I'm just like panicked, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So instead of turning on the freeway, I'm like, don't get on the freeway. You're too fucked up. I just go straight. I pull onto Ventura, which is like the big street in the valley. I pull into a Ralph's parking lot. And I just put the car in park, and I'm like, fuck. And I just turn my head to the right, and in the car next to me, looking at me like this, is Dice.
What? No way.
Yes, I swear to God. And I'm like, I feel like, you know, I'm tripping right now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just out of my mind. And I'm like, there's no way I can drive, right? There's no fucking way I can drive. So I call an Uber, and you
left your car?
Yeah, I left my car at the Ralph's.
Wow.
And I'm so fucked up that, like, first of all, the Uber driver is a woman, which is pretty, like, kind of rare, I guess. And I'm like, I'm cool, don't worry. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, there's no way I could do this right now. I keep telling her, I'm like, there's no way I could do this. She's like, okay. And I'm like, because I'm like super fucked up. And she's like, great. And I just keep repeating it to her. I'm like, yeah, you know, I was like, just all the turns you made, there's no way I could handle this. She's like, all right, man. Like,
Meanwhile, Diaz is doing his taxes. He's not even phased at all.
He's fine. And he also ate like 3.
Ah.
Yeah. And what he would do is he would, you know, the funny thing, he would do the podcast. He would talk at you for like 70 minutes straight. And then I was robbing this guy in San Francisco. And then you're like, God.
I remember doing his pod. Literally, I got so many
You did
messages.
it?
Don't take the drugs.
Oh, dude.
I got
wow.
all those messages. Don't take the drugs. I was like, all right.
He talks so much, and you actually feel like you're like at a show or something, right? You're like, you're listening to him,
Right.
and then like you're so like kind of mesmerized by all the wild shit he's saying, and then he's like, "What's going on with you?" And you're like, "After that," like, and then I'm like, "I don't know. I just I have a book out," and then you look at him, he's like,
Oh, yeah.
he's like zonked.
Well, you know what's crazy is that like you're doing Colbert. It's like we're sending a COVID nurse. We're gonna take care of you. You do Joey's podcast. You're gonna get drugged.
Right.
More people might listen to this.
Oh yeah,
Right.
crazy.
Good
crazy.
point.
That's crazy to
This
me.
guy's kidnapped a person. He has an Uzi.
And I did Conan a few times, and one time I was sitting on the couch, and it was like we were coming back from a break, and Andy Richter's sitting next to me, and he looks down, he goes, "Are you wearing Gucci shoes?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, you still look like you run a bowling alley, right?
The only reason for me to get a nicer car as I go on, if I do start getting like really, really fancy cars, is because when I die in them, you want to die in a cool car.
Yes.
You don't want to die in a sad car.
That car outside,
Yeah, you die in that.
dude. That you're on the
So
news.
sick. So sick.
Like
McLaren's main page website.
Main
Tom
page.
died in this.
My kids will be like, "Have you seen this photo of my dad?" Like, it's pretty crazy.
By the way, and some news sources don't have a photo of you, so they superimpose the basketball photo of you inside the vehicle like that.
Like, by the way, that meme's already done.
I know.
It's already done.
It's insane.
No, dude, this is actually sad, but earlier, it was last year, some kid in a McLaren fucking drove into, and it was on Burt Street. It was on his
Was
street.
it Bert's fault?
Could have been.
He takes his shirt off. He's like,
And the guy looks, he's like, like right into a fucking light post.
Bert's the first on the news.
Dude,
He's like, dude, it was fucking sick.
He didn't really know me, but I was like, hey, man.
He knows me now, dude.
Oh, yeah. He knew you for that second, for sure.
A kid clipped a McLaren on his road.
Yeah, or like at the intersect, like intersection down. I think it was in a 570 or a 610.
Either way,
And
too fast.
I've seen I've seen a number of wild like accidents after.
Yeah.
But I've seen two things happen before. Like
Live?
Live.
Oh, shit.
One was that these cars were racing, like just coming up 95 from West Palm Beach heading north. And I'm like, oh man, these guys are flying. And it's night, so there's like not a lot of cars on the road.
Right.
And I mean, when they passed us, it had to be doing over 100, you know?
Right.
And I was like, holy shit. And then, you know, the road kind of turns, then you're going straight, and I saw lights like go up in the air and then go away and then come back. And I was like, oh, somebody hit a vehicle and sent it up in the air and it did a flip.
Holy shit.
And then we pull up and it's sitting on its roof.
Holy shit.
And we pull over and run out there. And it's on 95. I mean, it's a crazy highway to be running out to.
Yeah.
And we just look in and there's people like laying around. I was like, you guys are all going to die, man.
It's fucking, I was going to say, it's fucking Steve-O, and he's like, yeah, dude.
Once we were in Florida, I never did yard work. I never.
What kind of equipment were you riding in?
So I remember we had the push, and then
things fucking
in that
suck.
Milwaukee house with my dad went and got the riding mower.
John Deere, what was it?
I don't remember the brand.
Craftsman?
Could have been a Craftsman.
If it was a deer, you'd know it.
Yeah,
You
I don't-
remember. You never forget a deer, Tom.
Let me
You'd
tell
be,
you
you'd
something.
be riding that thing around. What are you talking about?
You're right.
Yeah.
I would have remembered.
Yeah,
that.
you remember
JD?
it.
Come on, everyone remembers
But
the
that
yellow
was
and
the
the green.
shit, and I was fucking. I gotta say, I was thrilled to be doing that.
I liked
fucking
it.
loved
Until it became a chore.
Before you could drive,
And like they had
it was
like
fucking
I think
awesome.
I might as well have a golf
it was
cart.
pretty like substantial. Like it wasn't enormous amount of land, but it took a while
Yeah.
to
Get
do
out
it.
there for a
Yeah.
little while.
You feel
Clear your
empowered
head.
when you were doing it.
It was
Yeah.
great. I
Smoke
fucking
your
loved
bones.
it.
Did you ever joyride the riding lawnmower off the property?
That's a bad look.
A little bit, but not far.
Blades down.
but a little bit.
Didn't go to the circle.
Throwing rocks at everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking cars
There
up.
was a Nazi across the street. I forgot that.
You should open with that.
I know.
What are you doing? Talking about your tennis courts.
It took me a while to put it together. You know, he was like 90 and German, and
The flag didn't give it away. What do you think?
and I fucking I really click with this guy.
Did you ever grow up in an area where people were slipping on ice?
Yeah, so I lived in the Midwest.
That to me, the slipping
know.
on the ice might be because when you slip
Slipping
on ice,
is hilarious
yes,
and deadly.
yes, but funny before deadly.
Yes.
Nope.
The best part is when you slip, it's that when you hit the apex and you almost freeze for a 2nd. That's my favorite.
I've eaten shit on ice so many times.
horrible.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nothing hurts more.
And the time that you actually do it is when you're distracted. You're like, oh, all right, we got to go. And you just walk out the door like you normally would. And you don't realize that there's an ice patch either on those stairs, on the sidewalk. And you will, with force and momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely eat shit. It's funny to watch.
Real
but
funny.
like, I know a dude who died. He slipped on the ice, hit his
cool.
head, and he died. Freshman
real?
year of college. Yeah.
what? He
Yeah.
was a freshman?
He was a freshman in
Not
college.
anymore.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's dead now.
Right. He's
Not anymore. Remember when you were a freshman in college
And
before
alive?
you died? Not anymore.
Have you ever thought about some girl in maybe college right now could still have a T-shirt that you nutted on
Oh, T-Buns when he nutted here.
in '96?
Yeah. It's my favorite shirt.
You gotta be kidding me! Somebody fucking kept a nut on the shirt.
That's so crazy though.
And then the nut just hangs out and stays. It's just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna chill here.
Yeah.
You can test me 3-4 years from now, I'll still be good. Like what?
Yeah. But I mean, that happens with like the super famous because Drake had that thing
The
where.
hot sauce and the rubber.
Yeah.
That's a good move, though.
I know.
I mean, if you really,
If you know you're being targeted,
but also to have to think about something at that
that's
level.
crazy. Yeah.
You and I, well, you're married, but even if you weren't, combined, we'll never know the amount of pussy that's floating that guy's fucking way.
Drake's?
Yeah. And to have to fucking put hot sauce in my condom after I fuck.
Yeah. I mean, the story was that he knows that he's a target of women who want to get pregnant by him. And he, like you said, he has his choice every day and every night.
All day long.
Yeah. Just
All day
of like girls who are super hot and in clubs.
globally.
Yeah. Globally. So that when his 747 touches down and he goes to a function, he's just like, hurt. And so anyways, they all want him, but he thinks now of the fact that, like, you know, they see getting pregnant by him as like a life achievement. So he started to put hot sauce, like when he would take off his condom and throw it in a trash can, he would pour hot sauce in there
To kill the sperm.
and also, like, if this woman would try to put it in her, because like that actually happens, that, you know, she would have
Can
a
you
little
get pregnant
surprise
like that though?
I guess probably
Squeegeeing it out of a condom and then fingering yourself with it. I mean,
it's gonna make that
she's gone.
pussy go wow.
Yeah.
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 Like when she
But
grabs
also,
it,
how
and
do you
goes,
know? You know what I mean? Like if you got a condom and you're taking your fingers and you're squeezing it on your pussy, and all of a sudden it starts burning your pussy, what makes you think hot sauce?
I don't think so. I think she probably started screaming, one of them, and then he was probably in bed like, yeah,
You got that hot sauce shit, huh?
put a little Cholula on that one for you.
You got that Tapatio, bitch?
I ain't the one. And he just started screaming that shit to her.
Ice your pussy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought I was gonna have your baby, Drake.